Yo, what's good, Jets Nation? This is Jets Media. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I have not posted in a while, and that is because the tropical storm hit me really hard and I lost power for 5 days. I've been trying to get power as long as I could and finally got it last night. So today I'll be bringing you guys a player profile of tight end Ryan Griffin. I'm really excited to bring you guys this video because it's been a while since I made one. My last video I made, I had to make it on my phone on the side of my house because I had no Wi-Fi, no power, no anything. So my apologies for the last video, the quality and wasn't really the best, but I just want to bring you guys my thoughts of Josh Doctson opting out. Before I hop into this video, I just want to mention I created a brand new YouTube channel titled Touchdown Kingdom. It's basically going to be me making top 10 videos all about the NFL. I'm not going to be on camera. It's going to be me voicing over and with a bunch of highlights and pictures. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you go subscribe to my new channel. I'll leave it in the link that's down below. I really appreciate if you guys support me over there on my new channel. But with that being said, let's jump right into this player profile of Ryan Griffin. So Ryan Griffin was acquired by Joe Douglas last year for a 7th round pick, I believe. And he was a huge upgrade at that tight end spot, especially with Chris Herndon leaving. Not leaving, but him not playing. You know, going into the season in 2019, we had a lot of high hopes for Chris Herndon. Then he comes down with a suspension. So Joe Douglas understood, okay, we're really not deep at this tight end position. Chris Herndon is the only player that is going to be putting up numbers and that we can rely on at the tight end position. So he went out there and got a veteran from Baltimore. And not Baltimore. I think it was from the Texans, I believe. Could be wrong. But he traded for Ryan Griffin, a proven veteran. And it was a huge trade for Joe Douglas because little did we know, Chris Herndon came back from suspension, and it was really exciting. He came back against the Giants, and then he injures himself, and he's out for the entire season. So Ryan Griffin became our tight end 1 for the entire year, and he put up really good numbers for a tight end that I didn't expect. I didn't really know too much about Ryan Griffin at first. He came over and really solidified this position, and I think this proves that Sam Darnold loves the tight end spot. His rookie season, he loved Chris Herndon. They had the best chemistry in 2018, 2019. Ryan Griffin seemed like he was really comfortable with him over the middle, even though it was his first year together. So you really see that Sam Darnold loves throwing over the middle to his tight end. So getting Ryan Griffin back on an extension and having a guy like Chris Herndon coming back, I'm really excited for this tight end group. So going right into Ryan Griffin's 2019 stats and then projected 2020 stats and strength and weaknesses. So starting off with his statistics last season, he came around with 34 receptions, 320 yards, and 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns is a lot for a tight end who was not even supposed to be on this team going into last year, and he was a backup that filled in a role for Chris Herndon. I'm really excited for Ryan Griffin because he is a guy that understands Gase's system. You can tell that he just understands the game of football. He's a veteran. We don't really have to worry too much. He's a solid blocker, not the best blocker, but he can improve at the blocking. He's more of a receiving tight end. He really has really good spatial awareness where he can go into the middle of the field and find the gap in the zone and just let Sam Darnold feed him the rock, and he can just make plays. I mean, we saw, I think against the Jaguars, he had 2 touchdowns. 1 touchdown, it was a quick little 4-yard slant, and he took it for a 25-yard touchdown. So he has potential to really break loose, and he has pretty good hands for a tight end that we traded for. And I think that Ryan Griffin has a really bright future for this tight end spot. And I think this Jets tight end group is the best we've seen in years. So going into my projected 2020 stats for Ryan Griffin, I think he can come away with 43 receptions, 408 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So he has more receptions and more yards, but less touchdowns in my projections. This is because I think he's going to be playing behind Chris Herndon, so he's not going to be getting as much targets and as much volume in the offense. Hoping Chris Herndon is staying healthy. If Chris Herndon's out, then Ryan Griffin will take over, and he'll probably have way better statistics. But this is if he's the tight end 2, and these are still quality numbers for a tight end 2. I think Adam Gase, if he's smart, he will utilize both Ryan Griffin and Chris Herndon in 2 tight end sets and hopefully get them both involved, get creative. And I think Ryan Griffin has potential to really take an even bigger step in his offense in 2020. Going into his strengths and weaknesses, some strengths is his connection with Sam Darnold. He already has a connection. You can tell that the chemistry is there. And whenever Sam Darnold seemed like he was in trouble, he floated it up to Ryan Griffin. He made a play for him against the Redskins. He had a really excellent throw to Ryan Griffin. He took it to like 40 yards down the field, and then the next play, he had a touchdown to Ryan Griffin in the back of the end zone. So you can see there's a chemistry already with Sam Darnold. That's really important. You want your tight end and quarterback on the same page. Number 2, finds the hole in the defense. I mentioned this earlier. He really has a good feel for the game where, say it's an option route and he's just going and sitting in the zone and he feels the defense around him, he kind of maneuvers the round and tries to find the hole in the defense, and so Sam Darnold could fit it in a tight window, and Sam Darnold's best at that. I mean, Sam Darnold's accuracy at short and medium range is elite, so that is a really good plus for Ryan Griffin. He's a solid route runner, not the greatest route runner, but for a tight end, he really understands to utilize his body, his physicality. He can just branch off players and just really use his body to box out players and catch the ball at the high point or even in his body. So he's a solid route runner. I wouldn't say he's elite and the best route runner as a tight end, but he's solid. And he understands the offense. This is a huge thing because Adam Gase's offense is one of the most complex offenses in the league, which is hard to believe, but it's true. Even Le'Veon Bell said this is the hardest offense I've ever had to learn. So a guy coming into his second year in the system is only a positive because guys like Brashad Perriman, Denzel Mims, these rookies and new guys coming into the system, they're going to have to learn things really quickly, especially with this offseason where it's all virtual. It's going to be really hard. So a guy like Ryan Griffin understands the offense already. We don't really have to worry. So he is going to in the second season with Adam Gase. Going into his weaknesses, I got blocking and hands. So blocking, I mentioned earlier as well, definitely not a strength of his. He's more of a receiving tight end. Hopefully he can improve this because, blocking is a huge part of football, and especially for the Jets. I mean, if we can get a solid tight end to block, Trevon Wesco is more of our blocking tight end, so if they're doing a run play, he would probably sub in. But I would like to see him improve there, and his hands can definitely be improved. There were some plays where he dropped wide open passes. I can't forget that. There was a play where Darnold threw across his body, and it was an absolute dime, and it was in his hands and dropped it. So I'm not going to forget about that. But at the same time, it's not the biggest issue because he did make up for it. He had 5 touchdowns in 2019. He had 34 receptions and over 300 yards. So it's not the biggest concern, but he definitely did drop some balls. So hopefully he can get more consistent with that, and it won't be an issue in 2020. So those are my strengths and weaknesses. To finish off this video, just want to give you guys my expectations for Ryan Griffin in this year and in the future. I think Ryan Griffin is going to be a solid tight end for this team in 2020 and beyond. I think that the duo of Chris Herndon and Ryan Griffin will be here for years to come because I think Ryan Griffin is a perfect example of a Joe Douglas type of player, a veteran. He's a good culture. He understands the game of football, and you don't have to really worry about him off the field. Chris Herndon, you might have to worry about him off the field just because he got suspended. And that's the only really big issue with Chris Herndon is he has off-the-field issues. But I think he's going to clean that up so it won't be a problem. But I think Ryan Griffin really has potential to be a solid tight end for this team. And when's the last time the Jets had 2 solid tight ends at that receiving position at the tight end spot? Dustin Keller was the last one with Mark Sanchez. And who was his backup? I don't even know. Cumberland, I'm trying to think of past tight end groups that we had, and they're really not good. So having Chris Herndon and Ryan Griffin in this offense is going to be really extremely exciting for this Jets team, especially in 2020. So leave a comment down below what you guys expect from Ryan Griffin, and you think he has potential to put up more numbers than I did. What are your projected stats for him? I love hearing you guys' comments down below, so make sure you comment down below, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm posting all Jets content carrying over into the season. I got a lot of things planned for the season, bring you guys flight previews to every game, my reactions to every game. Might be creating a new talk show with AFC East people like Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots YouTubers. I might be collaborating with them, so make sure you stay tuned on this channel. I have a lot of things planned. I really appreciate you guys' support, and with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic day. Let's go Jets. Peace.